William Shakespeare once said, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages." This is the 7 Stages Podcast.
7 Stages Podcast. It's the 7 Stages Podcast. Hey. 7 Stages Podcast.
Let's give it up for our playwrights. Well, you don't have to clap, but we have Debra Bounaccorsi here, who wrote The Looking Glass and also directed The Ritual of Remembering. Alanna, Kiewe, who wrote D20 and also directed Alone. Chanel Henderson, who wrote Okay and also helped me devise Why Dirt Costs Less Than Chocolate.
Tell the people.
Yeah, thank you. And we have Kai Dondero, who wrote Alone and also directed D20. That's what, and during the show, it was like,
Jam, who helped devise and create and bring to fruition Why Dirt Costs Less Than Chocolate, the game show.
I gotta shout myself out too.
Yeah.
About your piece that you wrote. Okay, about your piece that you wrote, Alanna.
Okay. I don't know if there's anybody that plays D&D out here.
Let's go.
I was inspired by how lots of people think D&D is like cultish, and so I was trying to make fun of that in the piece by bringing together like the obsession of like what nerd culture is, with regardless of like what your fandom is, like the way it can be perceived outside, and then just playing with how if you're playing the game, there's like a dice this little that controls everything and can make you feel really good about yourself or really bad. So I think that was my motivation, just to write something funny and that was related to my life, sort of.
Yeah.
Super funny. We'll move on to Debra. Debra for The Looking Glass.
Yeah. So I guess it all just kind of was initiated by this interest in writing characters that are bringing inanimate objects to life as characters. And yeah, it just sort of evolved. It was sort of based on reminiscent of my grandmother's collection of glass.
Must have been a cool collection.
Yeah, It's been dispersed.
But tell them what piece you still have.
I still have Rose.
Oh, you still.
But Rose is not as fancy as she sounded.
Oh, she fancy. She know
We
it.
hyped her up.
She's little, but mighty. And so that's all I got.
Now?
Yeah, just, real life experience. And I said, let me put this in a play and make some fun. And that's kind of how it started. Yeah.
Okay.
So Alone, Wishing You Well was a piece that I didn't know what it was going to be until it was done. And then I'm like, what is this still? So if anyone has any ways that it spoke to them in any specific way, let me know. Let me know afterwards. It is sort of like a retelling of a play I wrote like 4 years ago, which was about Tyler and Valerie living in the world and everyone was strangers outside. But I was like, what if we saw a world right next to it? And the characters got all mixed up. And I love making fun entities like the moon. Thank you.
Yes, Moon.
Yeah,
And
to make it sharp and quick and concise so we can open it up for our audience questions. Why Dirt Costs Less Than Chocolate? Profit. It was fun. I wanted to have some fun, and it did not start how it ended. Was thinking about a childhood story when originally writing it, where I was dared to eat chocolate, and I remember in my head, I'm like, I can eat it because I was dared to eat dirt on the playground. I was like, I can eat it because it looks like chocolate, but it went terribly wrong. So I was just thinking about that, and then just starting to think about game shows, and then just wanting to make some sort of satire or commentary on just the idea of being hyped up to make money, and like a commentary. But yeah, so.
And a fire song.
A fire song that was devised by Nell. It was devised by Garland. I don't know if Garland here. It was devised by Prince and also NK. Y'all all helped me. Like, we took 4 rehearsals and we built it from the ground up. So shout out to all of y'all. Really helped me So yeah, questions for any? Yeah.
For Why Dirt Costs Less Than Chocolate, why did you choose to make it interactive and not have like actors have it all pre-devised?
Yeah, availability of actors. Had about 5 that could work on that schedule. And also in one of the courses that we're taking, I did a pilot or like a demo version of it, where interacting with the members of the cohort, and Kai actually inspired me to turn it into a game. And so that was some conversations that we had, like, we want to make sure that it's consensual, that folks are raising their hand instead of forcing. But just that idea of play too, thinking about the theme, like, anyone want to come up and play? And also, I don't like just when audience members are just like this. Like, I'd rather people just come up, or even if it's like, so yeah, some real life interaction.
Any more questions?
All right, Jerry and Chanel. I made to both plays yesterday and today.
That's what's up.
Snap.
And I saw, so I was wondering, between each set, was y'all the dialogue all improv?
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, because I was like,
It was no script. Look, no, yeah, no, it was. Yeah,
No,
please,
it was.
go ahead now.
No, it was. I mean, we had like an outline of what we wanted to say, tie and thread things together with like the play and the theme of each play. But for the most part, improv.
And during the run-throughs, we figured out, okay, we could hit this, but no script. We're just going off of chemistry.
Yeah.
And practicing play.
Yeah, and setting up for the next play and kind of decompressing from the last play, that whole thing.
We didn't really put all of the pieces together until yesterday, so it was a very quick process of putting them all together, which they did a really good job of.
Oh, thank you, Alanna. Well, I have
Ritual of Remembering, was that written by one of you guys?
No.
It was written by Michael Vincent, who is in the MFA cohort, but he is not in this room.
Yeah, he was sitting right over there.
He was here, but he is not anymore.
Okay. I was just curious if that was based on like a real event or just like just based on like in general gun violence and stuff.
Oh, no, I actually, I don't know. I never asked him that question full out because, yeah, I mean, I'm curious about to what extent it is autobiographical or even something that happened peripherally. I imagine it is to some extent, but no, I never asked him. It didn't feel like I needed to know, like that's personal. I didn't want to be like, so this really happened. But yeah, I've always imagined in my mind that some of it is autobiographical. Especially because, like some of the time period would be about when he was a teenager and there's something else. Oh, there's some of the geographical things. I know it's like references to places near where he grew up. So, yeah. But I thought, you know what? Maybe I can tell the story without knowing that, right? So, yeah, I didn't ask him. But if you see him in the hall,
And shout out to him. He's like full-time working at Johns Hopkins as their TD and coming here and being a student. So like, thank him.
Any other questions?
For Looking Glass, I know like a lot of it was like kind of vague, like on purpose, but like I just really need some clarity on like something. So specifically, her name was like Dorothy, right?
Doris.
Okay. So I got like the implication that like a lot of stuff happened. I think like with the miscarriage and kind of like broke her. So I remember like when the
Collection.
the collection. We're like talking about how like she almost like hurt herself and like Frank like sent her away. So I was just kind of curious like what like just happened to her at the end. Like did she end up like actually like hurting herself and like I guess committing suicide, or is she just like stuck in like a mental facility or something?
Yeah, you did get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the story. Yeah. Yeah. No, she winds up in a mental institution.
Okay.
And for that play, there was a lot going on. That play is actually half of it is a movement piece. Every part you would see, where there like a memory we see, would be ideally staged with like dancing and music. But we didn't have time, but this summer, maybe.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Dot, dot, dot.
Dot, dot, dot.
Oh, in New York. So
In
not,
New
not
York!
locally.
It's not gonna be.
Not
Sorry,
locally.
Pete.
Local to where we grew up, though. Ish.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We not gonna hold y'all. Y'all gotta talk. We can. Yes,
Yes.
Anna.
I have a question. In Ritual, I really liked the way that you had the actor and then the sound effects, that split of the roles. Was that in script that way, or was that developed?
It is not in script that way. That was kind of a solution to how to create a baseball game on stage, in this space, in this amount of space, and like the most efficient, cost-effective way possible. And just to kind of to give it a sense of play too, you know, like it is a game, but like also that it like that added element of making a play that we had on stage with the actors.
I thought it was ingenious.
Yes. Plus, it was fun too, because there was, you know, the character Sam who was coming down and doing all the talking, but like the world was being created by the other actors on stage. Which is such a fabulous job. Thank you.
Yes.
Less of a question, more of a comment. I think each of the 10-minute plays all did a really good job of incorporating side characters into the main parts of the plot. Like, in a lot of shows, you think, oh, it circles around, like, these two main people, and it just kind of goes, like, between them two. But all of these productions sort of, like, mended that fence of sort of the separation between, like, a lead character and a side character. It sort of felt like everyone was just a part of something. And I thought that was really cool.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Did y'all thread that together? I did not see that.
That's good.
No, but I can
The
see it
folks
now.
gotta see
I can now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the actors came together and we became a really great ensemble.
Yes.
Yeah, really quickly.
We did.
Any questions or comments from us? Or
I have a question.
yeah.
So we put this together quite quickly, with all the resources that we had available to us. And my question to you all is like, what did you enjoy most about bringing everything together? Whether that's like the writing, was it, you know, making the characters come to life? What did you all enjoy the most throughout the whole process? Yeah.
I enjoyed a bunch of eyes watching my piece. I just had like an overall outline, bare bones, and we only had 4 rehearsals. But on tech, Alanna actually helped to kind of comb out a kink as far as the logistics of the game. And like honoring the collaborative process, you know, it's like, all right, I need as much help as possible. So it's like getting eyes and different folks involved really helped me out to be open to, okay, yeah, that works, or that's productive, where I might not have seen that.
Yeah. That's good.
I wish that we had gotten a grade for this.
The grade, I will give you 1.
Yes.
A plus plus plus.
No, I'm just saying, like, that because this is all outside of class,
Yeah.
it's class time, and it was just, you know,
It was intense.
the end of the semester, and all the actors, of course, are in this, you know, as fully well that, you know, this is a busy time of the semester, and I'm like, shoot, why isn't there work this into like actually being a project that was going to get us a grade instead of having to go write a bunch of papers.
OMG.
Oh, see?
Anyway,
You guys know.
Y'all know.
They know.
Yeah,
They know.
I know, but like a note for future MFA cohorts,
Right.
we will gift them that
That
idea.
opportunity, yeah.
Like, yeah. No, it was a cool thing to put all together. Like we said, short notice, but you know,
It came together.
it did.
Yeah,
In terms of that, because it wasn't a grade, were these plays just all written on like free time just because you love what you do, or was it like written specifically for a class and then you took it outside of the class?
That part.
The second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had to
Is it-
write them last semester, so they were a project, they were done, and we really wanted to put them on, but we didn't have time to because it was the end of the semester, so we managed I think I was the one that said it first. I don't know if that's accurate. I was like, guys, what
Yeah,
if we
it
put
is.
them on?
No, it was, yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
it was
gonna
really
do it. And then I had to leave. Like, I had to sort of back off a lot because I got into I'm directing another show. But we all like really supported each other to make it happen once it did.
Yeah.
And I think that was the best part because I really, for me, back to your question, was seeing the audience reaction to the show was what I really enjoyed to see. Like, oh, I wrote this and I'm laughing, but are they gonna laugh when it's on stage? Because you always think you're a little bit more funny than everyone else thinks you are.
Yep.
Yeah, is it? That's good. Yeah.
If there are no more questions or comments, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wait, I
say
didn't get to say
thank.
my favorite thing.
You better-
My favorite thing about the process was also how many people came out to see it, and also having the actors come together. And I feel really isolated in this room at the end of the hallway. So thank you all for coming out and supporting us. And we're here for one more year, and we got a lot of stuff going on.
projects.
So keep your eyes on the door.
Keep your eyes on the door, on the call board,
Yeah.
and your emails, and we're gonna reach out to y'all for future projects.
Because we want to collaborate with people.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
want to
and
change
make it possible.
the world
And we're doing it.
by playing.
One play at a time.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to say thank you to y'all folks.
Are we gonna sing
Appreciate
a song?
y'all. No. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all. Ain't holding y'all no more.
There you go. Thank you. And this
Is 7 Stages Podcast.